If you could define for all of us here in the room, what is the Audi ecosystem?
Well, the Audi ecosystem, which, as I said already, we call the Audi Experience Sphere, defines all the set of services and experiences our customers and users will have on board and off board of our cars, services that need to be differentiated, meaningful, and appreciated by our users. So the Audi Experience Sphere is going to define what our customers and users understand about Audi and how they see the brand in their everyday life.
So, Julian, you're, I would say, someone who thinks a lot about ecosystems. You're a professor for strategic management. You're also the founder of Ecosystemizer, which I'm curious to hear more about. What is your first impression as you sort of look onto this and you look at and have researched many ecosystems? And what is sort of your first impression of the Audi ecosystem, and what might be some perspectives you might be able to offer all of us in terms of analysis?
First of all, Ecosystemizer, to explain that in a second, is a platform which offers knowledge and advisory services for companies who want to enter, build up an ecosystem or collaborate within one. So when I hear that, first of all, maybe we go one step back. The question is, why are you as Audi, but also other companies, are so into this topic of ecosystems? And I think there are three things. The world gets more and more digital, more and more connected, and hopefully more and more sustainable. And these three pillars integrate together, have to be implemented. And the tool, the mechanism, is an ecosystem, because no company can do that alone. You need the data, you have the data from the passengers in the car. But when you talk about broader contexts like health and others, you need data also from other moments of truth, from other moments in the life of a human being. And that's why this whole issue of ecosystem is relevant from a customer-centric perspective, creating user experience, but also, and Giorgio said that, also from a competitors or from a competition perspective, because you have to collaborate with others. That can be your former competitors, that can be the tech players, that can be startups, like here, and others. And that's why this ecosystem thing is, at the end of the day, it's a tool, it's a way of creating business models, creating better experiences than companies can do that by themselves. And this is the magic, but also the challenge of that, because companies are not used to work like this. You are very product-driven, as many others. And this transformation is the real challenge, to bring that to the table, this ecosystem thinking, and to bring use cases which are better than classical product-driven use cases. And first of all, maybe the quick statement is, choose the battle you fight, because as you said, you can do everything. Because through digitalization, connection and sustainability, you can choose any partner of the world, as long as the partner wants to be part of your ecosystem or wants to let you join into his own ecosystem. So the thing is there, find the right topics, and there the key is define the topics where your customers are. And Audi now mentioned the topic of health and others, where they did market research that these are the topics for their target groups, and then it can make sense. So you have to link that to the needs of the customers, the prioritized needs, to that what you can bring as assets to the table and what you can extend with partners.
Julian's description is actually right. We are doing a lot of things different compared to the way we did it before. So speed is of essence, number one. Number two, partnering, as you said, is absolutely a must.
How will HoloRide contribute to the Audi Experience Sphere, and how do I really need to imagine that?
Yeah. So maybe first of all, for those that don't know HoloRide yet, what we are doing, we bring immersive technology, so something like virtual reality, into cars. We synchronize the motion and the location of the car in real time with the content being displayed. So it's a completely new medium that works best in cars. And how we contribute to the Experience Sphere is very simple. We bring a new type of experience to cars that haven't been there before. And we are also addressing a completely different target group that wasn't in the focus so much for the automotive industry in the past. So in the past, everybody was focusing on car buyers and on drivers, but we focus on the passenger. Moreover, we even focus on the younger passenger. So our core target group at the beginning is the Gen Z, so teenagers on back seats. We heard it in the panel before. There was the example of Minecraft. Kids already spend a lot of time in immersive places like Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite. So this is becoming their medium. And I think what is very important to understand is that currently the internet is shifting into this space. So it's more about spatial computing, and everybody talks about the metaverse. I'm pretty sure you've heard about it at this conference too, but we call this the motoverse because it's basically bringing the metaverse to cars and providing a real tangible and real life use case to it.
Now, Andreas, you're the Managing Director at Audi Business Innovation, and you're currently working on the topic of health. Now, when I read that and heard that, I was like, health, huh? Now, that's not, when I think of health, I don't immediately think of Audi. Yet that is your focus. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, that's true, because when I heard it 1 year ago, it was the same to me. I said, oh, it's an interesting point and element which we should address in the Audi Sphere. Anyhow, but basically what our ambition is to really think the future, the experience of the future, and bring it into existence today. That's what we're doing. And basically when we introduce health into the car, it is really a new dimension for us. So healthy living is something which everyone really encounters, to be quite honest. Everyone is really taking care about his health. And we have one big advantage to this: when you travel from A to B, we have a lot of precious time.
Julian, if I could ask you, it's one thing to really build up a platform, it's the other thing to also consider how to link to other platforms, to external platforms. How should a brand like Audi be thinking about that linkage?
First of all, a platform is always the starting point for an ecosystem. A platform is the infrastructure, a platform is a connection point or connection engine to the customers, but also to the outside world. And the question is, once again, choose the partners, choose the offering. I would always go for the offering portfolio. And once again, I repeat that has to start from the customer. And then the question is, does my own platform, even if it's opened, is enough to fulfill all the needs, all the prioritized needs for your customers, or do you have to connect to other platforms?
So basically, I have to say that exactly what my predecessor said is correct, because the interoperability between platforms is, in my opinion, key. Especially towards also having an open platform for ourselves, to be very open for partners. And in the health area, to be quite honest, there is such a huge group of really customer segments which you can address, and there's not really the knowledge inside the company, inside the group, to really fulfill all these demands which are somehow offered or somehow demanded, to be quite honest. And for that, we have to really interoperate between different platforms. We have to also be open for sharing data as well. So this is, in my opinion, also key to be successful in the end, to find really a balance between give and take, as always. And you mentioned it before, and it's an infinite game. It never stops. So we always have to explore, always have to rethink the ecosystem, bring in new services there, especially in the area of health, because there research takes on. We are focusing on the customer, and this is something which we should really focus on.
Giorgio, if you could wish for, we've heard about health, we've heard about the whole ride and entertainment and also some spillover into health, but still, if you could wish for yet another area where partners potentially from the audience now show up after this panel because they've heard just how many cool things you could be doing and how open Audi is. What's your wish? Who would you hope to meet?
So we have defined basically the living spaces from our customers very clearly, and we have 4 which are in focus. One is mobility services. Of course, we are related to mobility, probably more than anything else. Entertainment, health, and in-office applications, in-car office applications. You know how much time we spend in the car and how often we want to be already proactively active at work. And cars don't support that at a large extent today. There are many others, so feel free to approach us with any idea you have you think is of interest to our, I see you waving, very good, to our customers and users.
Please put your hands together for a fantastic panel. Thank you so much.